Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here in the not post credit, what's it called? Post editing part? The editing part. Because annoyingly, this episode, the next episode, and the episode after that, which includes the pay per view, none of the audio recorded. So I use OBS, which is super easy to use, but I did an update, and anyone that's used OBS, you know, you've got like the different kind of like layers, like you've got like the screen layer, you've got the audio layer, and then you can assign certain things, like you can choose sections to record, things like that. And annoyingly, with my update, it decided to detach my microphone from the audio layer. So there was an audio layer, but nothing was attached. So because there was no microphone detected, there was no sound, not even like echoey laptop sound. It was just nothing. So I'm here reliving the last 3 episodes that I've recorded back to back to back, and very annoyed that none of the audio recorded. So what we're gonna do is, thankfully, TEW is not a graphic heavy thing. It's just one still to the next still to the next still. So I've kind of just got every segment in front of me right now, and we're just going to go through it as if I was recording anyway. So that's what the next 3 episodes are going to be like. In episode, I think this is 57, so 58 and 59, I'll just be talking as normal, or trying to at least. I will probably mention that this is post whatever, and I'll pretend to be surprised by certain numbers and things that happen. But yeah, we're here for Dynamite Week 3, March, and we're starting off in the pre-show, as you can see, with the Hate Crew taking on Samantha DeMartin and Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Martinez is leaving in a couple of weeks, so we're basically just going to have her lose and lose and lose. I'm not going to spend too much time on this segment because it's not really worth spending time on. But Jade Cargill gets the win. She defeats Samantha DeMartin with the Jaded. Cargill with a 59, which is pretty good for her. I really kind of want Jade to get better, and I think eventually she will. She's got almost everything you need, like her star quality is high, things like that, so eventually she'll come good. And I think she's got like 3 different mentors, so eventually she'll have to come good. But yeah, 59 rated match, nothing special about this. It was mostly just to give Jade some momentum, because I kind of want to see what she can do, and for Mercedes Martinez to lose. Let me just move on to the next segment. You're just going to see these chopped between one another. But the next match is Miro taking on Mark Davis in a pre-show match. Miro with an 85 in this. Wow. And Mark Davis putting up some really good numbers. Someone that we could easily turn into a single star. The same with Carl Fletcher. But they work really well as a tag team. But yeah, in this match we had Miro defeating Mark Davis in 13 minutes with the game over. So yeah, lovely little pre-show match. And yeah, not much to say about this. So we're going to dive straight into the main show, where we open with a Trios World Title match. And it's Bullet Club Gold, CM Punk, Kenta, and Chris Bay taking on the Best Friends, Trent Beretta, Chucky T, and Rocky Romero. 79 rated match here, and CM Punk looking amazing in this match. If you look at those numbers there, CM Punk with a 94, and Kenta, Chris Bay, Chucky T, Trent all sitting in the 60s, and unfortunately Rocky Romero living in the 50s, which is not fortunate for him. But another defense for them, defense number 3 of their trios titles. Kind of taking a backseat, these titles, but don't worry, they will, rear their ugly head again, I guess, in terms of story. But CM Punk's kind of focused on the whole Jay and Juice thing at the moment, so we'll just leave it there. Decent match, got the show to a strong start, which is what we love to see. Following this, though, as Punk is celebrating, Jay White and Juice Robinson appear on the big screen, stating that they are not at Dynamite tonight, but they are still mulling over CM Punk's offer. They haven't made a decision yet. They're weighing out the pros, the cons, and they're taking their time because, it's a big decision. And yeah, it looks like they're kind of taking the piss out of CM Punk here. But at the same time, CM Punk is like very sincere. You can see him in the ring just being like, take your time, guys. By all means. Like, I'd love for you to join. Please, take your time. He's being really weirdly nice, and we still can't tell whether it's all an act or not. But yeah, Jay and Juice, they're weighing up their options before they officially respond to Punk. So we're going to have to wait another week to find out whether Jay and Juice are going to rejoin Bullet Club Gold or not. Yeah, lovely 84 rated segment. You know, Jay White's great on the mic, so is Punk. And following this, we head into our Owen Hart Women's Tournament semi-final. Sorry, it's been like 3 episodes and I've already lost everything. Yes, this is the semi-final, and the winner goes into the final at AEW Revolution. And in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Hikaru Shida gets the win. She defeats Kairi in 28 minutes with the Full Metal Muffler. An 80 rated match as well, which is bananas. Hikaru Shida with a 79, Kairi with a 73. Hikaru Shida, the queen of tournaments right now. Put her in a tournament and she's going to the final. So yeah, excellent work from Hikaru Shida here, and Kairi. You know, Kairi is no one to be slept on. So that means that Hikaru Shida has made it to the final at AEW Revolution and will face either Britt Baker or Rebecca Knox in that final. The winner, of course, getting a world title opportunity. Awesome. A match. I'm just jumping to the next segment. And post-match, Hikaru Shida and Kairi shake hands and celebrate together, recognizing the amazing match that we've just witnessed. A lot of respect in the ring here, which is what we love to see. After this, though, we head backstage and we see MJF and Swerve Strickland talking. We can see a lot of nodding on Swerve Strickland's part, and MJF whispering away, you know, doing weird actions, and then sliding a little roll of banknotes to Swerve Strickland, who puts that in his back pocket, shakes MJF's hand, and walks off. MJF then suddenly realizes that the cameraman is on him and kind of shoos him away, being like, hey, what are you doing? Go away, and kind of like cuts the feed. So yeah, I mean, if I'm a betting man, I'd say this is something to do with Prince Devitt's match later on tonight, but you never know, or we do know, let's be honest. It's something to do with the main event, and it looks like MJF once again is paying Swerve for his service. After this, though, there's a reason why we've got Nigel, Keith, and Pentagon on the screen together. It's because Nigel called for Pentagon to come to Dynamite, and the reason, for the second time, for that is that he has said that we have been looking at what the future of AEW looks like. And like we did with the women's TNT title, the TBS title, and we turned it into the international title, providing it with more prestige and being able to be defended anywhere at any time. We want to do the same with the TNT title, which is why we have made the decision to unify the TNT Championship and the AEW International Championship into one, creating a new AEW International Championship. And Keith, as you are the TNT Champion, and Pentagon, as you are the International Champion, a match will take place at AEW Revolution, where we will decide our first unified champion, which means one of you men will be walking out with the new international title and the other will be beltless. So a huge announcement here. Finally, getting rid of the TNT title. I'm really not a fan of the TBS or the TNT. I kind of kept it for a while and just thought, you know what, screw it. Let's get rid of them, because when our deals expire with TNT and TBS in this game, you never know, we might want to go somewhere else, and then those title names just don't make sense. So figured get rid of them now, and then we can just fully focus more prestige. So now we've got a world title, you know, well, we've got 2 world titles in the men's division, a world title in the women's, and then we've kind of got the mid-card journeyman belts, which is the international belt, which sounds just as prestigious as well. So we want to have prestige in all of our titles, and I think this is the best way to do it. So yeah, that is happening at AEW Revolution. Keith Lee versus Pentagon Jr. in a lovely 93 rated segment. Following this now, sorry, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to skip through. Following this is a singles match. It is Mercedes Moné taking on Brie Garcia, a match that both women wanted after their recent spats, you could say. And in a decent match, Mercedes Moné gets the win. She makes Brie Garcia tap in 14 minutes with the bank statement. Mercedes Moné with a 75 and Brie Garcia with a 42. Oh, there's a reason why she doesn't wrestle weekly. 69 overall, which isn't too bad. And yeah, the beef between these two women is growing. It's mostly because Bryan wants a world title opportunity against Garcia. Garcia's kind of just not responding. And post-match, the brawl continues in which both Bryan and Daniel Garcia have to come out and pull their ladies apart. And at the end of this segment, Bryan says, whoa, this needs to be settled at some point. So how about this, Daniel? Me and my wife, Brie, take on you and whatever Mercedes Moné is to you in a mixed tag team match next week. And if I win, maybe I'll get a world title shot against you. And Mercedes Moné just says, you're on. Let's do this. We'll take you on and we'll finally shut you both up. So that match is confirmed for next week. It's going to be a mixed tag match. Bryan Danielson and Brie Garcia taking on Mercedes Moné and Daniel Garcia. The next segment after this, I believe, is our main event. Yes, it's our main event. Will Ospreay against Prince Devitt, and 77 is not good. In a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Will Ospreay gets the win. He defeats Prince Devitt in 25-29, but during the match we did have MJF and Swerve Strickland distract Prince Devitt, meaning that Will Ospreay took advantage of that opportunity as anyone would and gets the win with the Stormbreaker, advancing to the final to face either Jeff Cobb or Pac at AEW Revolution. Prince Devitt, of course, not happy at all with MJF and Swerve's involvement, and MJF's just on the ramp laughing his head off, giving a little cheeky wave to Prince Devitt. But don't knock Will Ospreay. He had a 91 performance in this match, so in all honesty, he deserves every inch of that win, and he will go to the final. Got my words out then. Post-match though, we do have Chris Jericho confirming, because he's our new confirmation guy on the desk, confirming that MJF versus Prince Devitt will happen at AEW Revolution. So that is a match booked, and it's being touted as the Demon versus the Devil, and that should be a really, really good match. So tonight we've had a bunch of confirmations. So we've got one half of the Owen Hart Cup finals at AEW Revolution, a title unification match at AEW Revolution, and now we've got MJF versus Prince Devitt at AEW Revolution. Let's see how this show did. And we got an 80 overall, which, isn't too bad. We didn't have any, standout matches. Match of the night was Hikaru Shida Kairi, and, deservedly so. It was a really, really good match. Yeah. Also, we've got Jay and Juice still waiting to give a decision to CM Punk as well. And yeah, we've recapped pretty much everything else. So without wasting too much time, especially because I've already done all this talking, let's jump straight into AEW Collision. Okay, and here we are with some more post-recording action from me as we recap, or I recap, AEW Collision with you guys. And we are in the pre-show where El Hijo del Vikingo and Rey Fenix have one hell of a match, where Rey Fenix gets the win, of course he does, with the Meteor, a 78 rated match. Fenix with an 84, bit of lack of psychology, but that doesn't matter. These are some flippy dudes doing their flippy work. And yeah, not much to say about that, just wanted to see what would happen between them. Following that, we have a tag team match featuring our AEW International Champion and one of the Ito Respect Army, Miyu Yamashita, also known as 121 Million, I think, taking on the team of Natsupoi and Thunder Rosa. Natsupoi, who is the future star. I'm saying it now, I'm biding my time, haven't really got much for her. Didn't want to throw her in Ito Respect Army. I don't want to throw every Japanese woman in there. That'd be a little bit racist. But in this match, they do unfortunately lose. Obviously, Maki Ito gets the win and makes Natsupoi tap with the Ito Deluxe. Maki with a 69, Miyu with a 64, Thunder Rosa with a 58, which is decent, and Natsupoi with a 44. Natsupoi's score, I think, is mostly down to popularity. Once her pop goes up, it's then going to align better with her in-ring stats, which are honestly incredible. 69 rated match overall. You know, fair enough. It's just a win for the Ito Respect Army because we want to put a bit of momentum behind Maki after being knocked out of the tournament. But we do head straight into the opening match for the main show, and it is our Owen Hart Cup semi-final. Rebecca Knox taking on Britt Baker, and in a decent 78 nice rated match, Rebecca Knox gets the win. She defeats Britt Baker in 21-42 with the hard knocks. And as you can see, it was part of the women's tournament. Rebecca Knox with a 74, Britt Baker with a 67. Rebecca Knox was off her game and still got a 74. That's scary impressive. Our women's division has definitely, you know, gone up a few steps in the last month or two, and I'm very, very happy about that. But yeah, great win here for Rebecca Knox. That means it's her against Hikaru Shida at AEW Revolution. Another match booked in. That card is looking very, very exciting. Post-match, we have Jon Moxley. He is backstage in the locker room with Claudio, and he is going apeshit. He's seething from the teeth. He's confronting Claudio and just saying, what's wrong with you? Don't ever stop me from doing anything ever again. Remember who's the leader of the Combat Club. It's me, not you. So you better fall in line or you're out. And then Claudio just snaps. He lets go. He's like, don't talk to me like that. He was like, you say you're the leader of the Combat Club, but we've let you think that. The Combat Club is a team. It should be a team of equals. And ever since Brian left, you have become a nightmare. You have become evil. You have lost all respect for everyone, even your own teammates. And the way that you talk to us, the way that you treat us is ridiculous. And I am sick of it. Last week, you went too far, and I was the one to stop you. I was the only one brave enough to stop you, so do not talk to me like that. And Moxley is just like, you don't want to be spoken to like that, huh? Is that really how you feel? He looks at Wheeler, looks at Zach, and they're just kind of like, we're not getting involved in this. And he was like, look here, look at my shoulder. Who has the World Heavyweight Championship? Who did it in a steel cage, in a cell, without any of your help? I did. I am the leader of the Combat Club. And if you've got something to say about that, then by all means, we can talk with our fists. But until then, you shut up and you listen to me. And then Moxie just pushes through and past Claudio Castagnoli as he says, come on boys, we have a main event to ruin. And yeah, very tense stuff. 95 rated segment 2. Good old Claudio for standing up for himself. But as Jon Moxley said, he said, we've got a main event to ruin. But Renee is waiting outside the locker room and says, oh, John. And he's like, yeah, Renee, what? You know, it's his wife. And she's like, I've just been informed by Tony and Nigel to let you and the rest of the Combat Club know that you are banned from ringside for the main event match. And if any of you do appear, then there will be a lengthy suspension and fine. They said they do not want the semi-finals or the finals to be ruined by anyone, and they know that you have a thing or a vendetta against Jeff Cobb, in which Jon Moxley is like, he's just like, you know, he loses his temper a little bit, you know, kicks the bin down, punches the wall, and then just pushes through Claudio, Wheeler, and Zack Sabre Jr. And Claudio is still very much like, and Renee is just like, Claudio, everything okay? And he's like, I'm fine, Renee. I'm okay. So, yeah, a lot of tension between Claudio and Moxley. And also, Combat Club banned from ringside. So Jeff Cobb will finally get a match where he's probably not going to get beaten up before, during, or after. I mean, he'll probably get beaten up during because it's a wrestling match, but you know what I mean. Following this, though, we've got a fun little trios match. It's House of Black with their new member, Ilya Dragunov, taking on La Faction. And in an 84 rated match, House of Black get the win. Although looking at these performance numbers, I think we chose the wrong team. Sammy Guevara with a 79, Roosh off his game but with an 81, and Andrade with an 81 as well, whereas House of Black got a 66, a 71 and a 72 from Ilya Dragunov. Ilya did get the win on Andrade with the Torpedo Moscow, and it seems like House of Black are back to their winning ways as a trio after obviously, you know, kicking Buddy Matthews out all that time ago. Not much else to say about that one, so let's just move swiftly on to some fun singles action between Kota Ibushi and Bandido. One half each of the World Tag Team Championship match. And with this match, we do have both Kenny and Hangman Page are ringside, and they're getting involved left, right, and center. Not in the match, just with each other. You know, you can see them like mouthing off to each other, you know, trying to wind each other up, which kind of distracts from the match at hand. But yeah, Kota Ibushi getting the win, defeating Bandido with the Kamigoi. Kota with a 77, which is really good for him, and Bandido with an 82, which is awesome for him. And yeah, it looks like both Kenny and Kota winning their singles bouts against their opponents, building that momentum into AEW Revolution. And annoyingly, post-match, you know, it all comes to boil again. Hangman and Omega clash in the ring, you know, heads butting, mouthing off to each other, and it's down to Kota and Bandido, the much calmer of the pairs, to pull them apart and be like, wait till Revolution. And obviously Don Callis is always there, ever present, just mouthing off, you know, he's not doing anything special. So yeah, the tension is building between these four men. Well, I say these four men, between Kenny and Hangman, let's be honest. So yeah, should be a really, really good match. The first one was great. Now the titles are on the line. Awesome. We do head backstage now, where Rebecca Knox is being interviewed about her win and heading into the final at Revolution. But it is interrupted by Demi Bennett, who comes in to congratulate Rebecca Knox and says, Rebecca, I've beaten you. Not here, but I've beaten you. And the place we were at before was, I'd probably say, your yard. But we're in AEW now, and AEW is my yard. So whether you're the man, the woman, the girl, the thing, the queen, the king, it doesn't matter. You're in Demi's yard, and Demi is going to crush you. So, you know, fighting talk from Demi Bennett, talking as if, you know, Rebecca Knox has already won the tournament. Hikaru Shida is still there, but I feel like Demi doesn't see Hikaru as a threat, given that they have faced each other before. But remember, Demi pinned AJ, not Hikaru Shida. So, and Hikaru Shida is one of the best and consistent workers on our roster. So, her versus Knox is going to be one hell of a final. But it seems like Demi's got her eyes laser focused on Rebecca Knox, probably because she's the nearest person. Moving on from this, though, we have an announcement. Chris Jericho has just been fed some news that it will be Jon Moxley facing off against Claudio Castagnoli at AEW Revolution. Moxley, of course, doesn't have an opponent as of yet, but given the beef between these two, Moxley has requested and Claudio has agreed to a one-on-one match between them to air their differences. And why not throw a little bit of spice in there and put the title on the line as well. Moxley, of course, claiming he is the leader of the Combat Club, and Claudio saying it's more of an equal affair. This is their chance, you know, to settle their differences in the ring in the form of a wrestling match. So that should be a very interesting one, and it would be awesome to see the reactions from the two of them at some point before Revolution. I believe, though, this now takes us to our main event, which is Pac versus Jeff Cobb in the semi-final. Winner facing Will Ospreay at Revolution. And in a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Jeff Cobb defeats Pac in 23 minutes with the Tour of the Islands. Pac with an 86, Jeff Cobb with a 78, but we can see that Jeff Cobb sustained a sprained ankle, which I'm just going to say now, he's fine. I think it's an 8-day recovery, something like that. And obviously we're more than, no, it was 6 days, 6-day recovery. So yeah, he recovers in time for Revolution. So you best believe he's having the night off next week. But yeah, Jeff Cobb wins and he books his place, Mr. Inform, books his place at AEW Revolution in the final of the Owen Hart Cup. It will be Will Ospreay and Jeff Cobb. Pac so close to the final, but unfortunately Jeff Cobb rode that wave of momentum, and that is how we end Collision. Just reviewing the score here, 83, nice. And yeah, we've confirmed another 3 matches, you could say. We've got the finals of the Owen Hart Cup confirmed, and we've also got the world title match between Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. So yeah, AEW Revolution, I believe, is now fully booked. I will confirm that at the end of the next episode. But that's it for me. Obviously, this is a slightly different format, probably a little bit more rushed than it was when I was live recording. But unfortunately, these things happen, and I've learnt my lesson. I will be checking my microphone before every single recording from now on. But just to let you know, this has affected this episode, the next episode, and the episode after. So all the way up until our AEW Revolution pay-per-view, or including the pay-per-view as well, which is very annoying because that was a great episode in terms of my vocal stuff. And I doubt I'll be able to replicate it again. But that's the end of this one, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the finals of the Owen Hart Cup. Who do you think's going to win? And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Yeah.